Norman Cook, welcome to
Chris
Freestyle.
Hawkins. Fancy meeting you here.
Welcome. What do you think of the place?
I love it, yeah. I think I played here in the House Mines about 40 years ago, I think. But I've not played here in my sort of more recent memory. So it's lovely. It's weird. It's a weird mixture of got the country here and the lovely old stone buildings. And I've just met some of the crowd as we were pulling in, and they seemed like quite a fruity bunch.
Yeah, everyone's up for it.
Yeah.
So it's Saturday night.
It's it's lovely. I mean, this summer we've done the sort of the Fatboy Loves thing, and we've been going to places like the Eden Project, Scarborough, and Halifax. And, it's nice for me to go to places where you don't normally have kind of raving stuff because there's so many people just like got stuff in them that needs to come out.
Yeah.
And I'm the conduit to bring them out.
Well, you spent a lifetime making people dance.
Yeah, well, a wise journalist described me as a shepherd of moments, and that's what I do. I kind of herd people around and I allow them to enjoy moments. But I love it. I mean, next year's my 40th year in showbiz, and I'm enjoying it more than ever.
How was Glastonbury being back on stage with Paul Heaton?
Oh, that was a moment. That was probably my moment of the summer. Yeah, no, it was just gorgeous. It was beautiful. You know what the weirdest thing was? I was enjoying. It was so beautiful. I forgot to be nervous. Normally, because I'm not out of my comfort zone. I haven't played bass professionally for 35 years.
Yeah.
And I had been rehearsing quite a lot.
Oh, had you?
Oh, Christ. Oh, yeah, well, you've got to toughen your fingers up to play bass.
Right.
So you can't just pick up and play it, or else you rip the skin off your fingers. So I've been practicing for a couple of weeks. But doing something that you don't normally do with a band you've only rehearsed with once, in front of that many people, I should have been really nervous, but it was just so beautiful. It was like some weird dream going back.
It was a real Glastonbury moment, and Happy Hour's the song that you did. When was the last time you played that with Paul, do you think?
Probably 35 years. Well, it was 38 years ago since we played it at Glastonbury on the Pyramid stage. Probably 35 years since I played it. And it's the first time I played.
How did it feel?
It was, like I said, just like the years rolled back, it was like nothing had happened. And it's so beautiful. I mean, it's so lovely of Paul to invite me, because we always vowed we'd never have a House Mines reunion. And we've done odd little things, just like, for a laugh and at private parties and stuff like that. And we've, obviously we're still friends and everything. But we'd sort of vowed we wouldn't do it. But it just seemed right for Glastonbury. Yeah. If it was anywhere else, I would have said no. But
it really
Glastonbury, for both of us, it's like that.
Such a moment. What made you stop being in a band? When did you make the switch, and why, to being a DJ?
There was a moment when I was in Freak Power. I was playing guitar in Freak Power. And I realised a few things. One, I'm a much better DJ than I am a guitarist. Two, more people want to come and see me DJ than see me play guitar. And it just, I don't know, it was just, I was touring with Freak Power really hard, and it was like, every night it's like, how many tickets have we sold? And, and all the, people are like, Norman, have you nailed that solo yet? I'm like, because I kind of had to be in the band because I wrote the songs and I was the producer, but I was like the Andrew Ridgeley in the band. And I was just like, but then when I DJ'd, way more people wanted to come and see me, and I felt comfortable. So basically, I'm a better DJ than I am a bass player or a guitarist.
Was there a pivotal moment when you felt like, whoa, this is big now, this is why I'm a superstar DJ?
No. There was a moment when I thought I should do this rather than being in a band. And I was, because I was in Freak Power, and again, we would be on tour, and I'd get this phone call going, oh, the Mighty Dovecat has gone to number 5 in Holland, and, and Peace of Man's like number 1 all over Europe. And it's like all these other things that I was doing, it's like we're doing really well. And I was really, in Freak Power, we were really, struggling to make ourselves heard. So there was a moment when I realised that I should be, that I am a DJ rather than a proper musician. Yeah. But the superstar bit, I mean, that was all, that came later. At that point we were still, I was, we would play at festivals, and they were like, should we put you on, we should feel like we should put you on the main stage, but you're only a DJ. I'm like, yeah, you're right. But if we try and up our game and do more of a show, you could put a DJ on the main stage. So it was the trailblazing aspect that was exciting rather than the superstar bit. But it was like, before they would never put a DJ on the main stage. We would have some little dance tent, way out in the fields.
And it just exploded, didn't it?
Yeah, and it's been great. I mean, I've lived through a golden age of music in terms of, growing up during punk rock and, independent records and 12-inch singles and CDs. I've lived through all that. But to watch DJs go from just below the glass collector in the food chain of nightclubs, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, the reason I didn't become a DJ earlier was it was never a profession.
No.
It was a hobby. It was something that vinyl junkies did to try and fund their habit.
I remember once I asked you what your advice would be for any young DJ, and I can't remember exactly what you said, but it was something like, go and play weddings and play funerals, or something like that.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what I told my son, and he's been doing that. Yeah, funerals are hard, but no, I mean, the only thing is, nowadays, because of the whole superstar DJ thing, that everybody thinks, right, what I've got to do is just get a quick set together, learn how to vaguely mix and press the sync button in my bedroom, get some Instagram followers, but you skip the paying your dues bit, and you don't learn the chops. And if anything goes wrong, you don't know what to do, because it's like, I've rehearsed this in my bedroom. But the art of DJing is to read a room and then shepherd it into what you want it to be. Yeah. And you've got to have played the crap gigs, basically, to learn that. Yeah. And you've got to learn how to read people. And it's not just you going, I'm the bee's knees. It's like, let's have a conversation and work out how this works. And you have to play difficult gigs to have that instinct.
So every night, are you going on and doing like a wedding disc on a grand scale?
Well, there's a leading question. No, every night I'm going out there with the same idea: is I'm going to have a conversation with the crowd, I'm going to have a party with the crowd, and we're going to get to know each other, and we're going to lose some of our inhibitions and all show off and have fun and lose ourselves in the music. And that, whether that's whether that's a wake or a funeral or it's a main stage at a festival, it's pretty much the same thing. But I mean, obviously the records you play are different, and the scaling of it. But that is how it should be. It's not a superstar DJ and his ego. It's we're all in this together. I did a tour and I said, you're all the music. We're just the DJs. We just provide the soundtrack while you make the show.
You're good at those great lines, aren't you?
Well, I've been doing it a while. You know what? I've been thinking about it a lot. Yeah? During lockdown, I really had to, because I've been working all my life, and all of a sudden it just stopped. Yeah. And we weren't quite sure if it'd ever come back. And it really made me assess what it is that I do. And it's like, what do you miss? What is it you miss about it? It's like, well, I don't miss the travelling. No. I'm quite enjoying staying at home for a year. But it was I just realised that people going out, it's not just people want to get drunk and get laid. Human beings, we like to interact with each other, and if music can bring us together like that, it becomes like it's a natural emotion that we have to do. This sort of it's like a congregation, but it's like a community, and not doing it for a year, I kind of realised what it was, and then with people not seeing each other for a year. Everyone was trying to, doing Zoom things and, Saturday night, Friday night discos in their kitchen and trying to replicate it. And the thing that we want is to all be together and to all be having a similar experience and united by the music.
I thought in lockdown, because 2004 was Palookaville, so I thought you might have been making music in lockdown, maybe, and there might be a new album.
Yeah, you would have thought I might do the difficult 7th album, but no, nothing came out.
So there's nothing?
No, I've actually put, by the end of the year, I've put 2 singles out this year, which is not bad. That's like 200% more than I do most years.
In 20 years.
Normally I do 1 single every 2 years, and I've done 2 singles in 1 year.
What about a whole album then?
No, I mean, I'm not turned on to make music like I used to. When I was young, everything was like, I spent my whole time, and I was in love with that process. Yeah. Somewhere along the line, I fell out of love with that process. And I lost my confidence, or I'm 61 years old. How can I be writing tunes that And I look at the music my kids listen to, and it's like you kind of have to be in the middle of it, or but also you have to have a certain arrogance. And somewhere I lost my, when I made a record and people said, I'm not sure about this one. Before I'd go, trust me, put it out. And now I just go, I'm not sure. So all the tunes I do put out, they're ones like basically I make them and then I play them in my DJ sets. Yep. And if everybody, if after a few months, everyone goes, what's that bus stop please tune you've been playing? I was like, oh, that's one of mine. They go, you should put that out. And so, I haven't got the confidence to sit there and also I might have run out of things to say.
You will never run out of things
might.
to say.
Well, no, but in terms of writing a whole album, and
Yeah,
fine. Before I had so much to come out. Maybe I just spent.
You got the perfect litmus test, haven't you? Being able to go out on stage and play your stuff and find out
Yeah,
how it's going down.
but also the main thing is that's what turns me on.
Yeah.
At the moment, and DJing turns me on more than ever. Like I said, I've assessed why I do it. I've assessed that even at my age, I still want to do it, and that. I've got a passion and a drive for it, and I haven't got that in the studio anymore. And if you haven't got a passion and a drive, you're never going to get,
Is there anything you still want to achieve? You've just said you're 61 now.
No, the only thing I really wanted to do was a film soundtrack, and then I worked on a film, and then when I tried to write the soundtrack for it, it just didn't work. The director was saying, I need something that's like it's got tension, and like. People are happy, but they're not sure what's going to happen next. And I'm like, how do you put that into music? Now, film soundtrack composers can do that. They go, all right, well, and I just realised that I'm not really a composer. I just kind of chop up bits of people's records and make them sound funny. And so, yeah, I think that would be. I would love to do the soundtrack for the next Coen Brothers film, but I think I realised that I've reached. That's one mountain I can't climb.
Have a great one here in Halifax tonight.
I will do my best. Nice to talk to you.
Cheers, man.